Coming up on the show this week, we've got plenty of 25th year celebrations. We catch up with recent debutant Scotty Lycett, and we preview this Sunday's anniversary game against the Tigers. G'day everyone, welcome to round 20's edition of Inside 50. Bandy here, Ando joining me. Mate, I had to go up to the TV screen and then flick the DVD recorder. I swear I was watching the 2009 Bullies comeback game. But it was very confusing for me.
It was
senile.
Yeah, nearly a mirror image, you could say. It would have been the Doggies' second biggest comeback of all time. So they had us nervous there. We were up by 50 points early in the third and managed to hold them off.
Even when giving up the lead, the boys fought back. We're very proud of a massive game this week against Richmond. Big occasion. Let's get into the show.
Let's do it. We've been pumping it up for weeks here on Inside 50. It is, of course, the West Coast Eagles' inaugural Hall of Fame dinner tonight at the Burswood Entertainment Complex.
Big night for the club.
Huge night. It's been pretty hush-hush so far. What I can tell you is there'll be between 5 and 10
people going. Nice event, mate. You got 5 or 10 people going. You were organising this thing.
It's 5 or 10 inductees, mate. You idiot.
Try to be a bit clearer, mate.
Anyway, look, it's just kicking off what's going to be a huge weekend. We've had heaps of festivities during the week already, including the cake judging competition.
Oh, exciting. Very exciting stuff.
It was exciting. And obviously Sunday we've got the party after the game. If you're not coming along, we're throwing the gates open. So if you don't have a ticket, make sure you come down to Pasden Stadium after the game. There's going to be a lot going on the Oval. There's going to be player signings. There's going to be stuff from obviously Friday night. There's going to be Ross Wilson performing Eagle Rock. Make sure you come down and check it out.
Plenty happening. Woosh got asked during the press conference during the week whether all this excitement of the 25th year will really get the players going. Exciting. 25! Woosh actually had this comment in return, which I thought was quite funny.
We can't rely on having a 25th anniversary to get ourselves up playing good footy. It's a long time between drinks. We've got to wait for another one of them.
Eagle Vision is back this Sunday on Channel 7 for another ripping episode. Got plenty happening, got a little special on Evo, past player Chad Morrison, having past Eagles have a line debate, who's better, forwards, backs or midfields. It really was fantastic.
Mate, a bit more news around the club as well. You missed it. Andrew Gaff was our third nominee for the Rising Star this year. Joins Jack Darling and Luke Shuey.
Tremendous effort from the kid.
Mate, massive game. Listen to these numbers. He had 31 disposals, 2 goals, 8 marks, 4 clearances and 9 inside 50s.
Listen, touted as a bloke with great endurance at the draft. We really haven't had a great chance to see that with just one pre-season into him and also being the sub a few times, but now starting to find his groove, running out games exceptionally. One thing that the NAB Rising Star winners do, mate, is they have a whole bunch of radio interviews.
Yeah, a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's a hell of a lot of work for a first-year player. But Luke Shuey actually knew one of the radio presenters at 3AW, and he managed to ring him up and give him a bit of inside info on Gaffy. Let's see how it turned out.
The boys like getting stuck into you, I understand. They do get into you a bit about a couple of the things in your life. They get into you about the girl's car you drive, I understand. Is that correct?
Yeah, I do quite a bit of stick about my Ford Focus that I drive around. I don't seem to like it. I was saving a bit of money, so I thought I'd go to Ford Focus. But yeah, I've copped a bit of stick from those guys that are rev heads and love their cars.
I hear that the boys are suggesting you should wax up a little as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, my legs are getting a bit hairy sort of these days, so I might now. I actually had got them waxed a couple of times, but I've had a few months off it, so I think I better get back in there.
Now, we touched on Scotty Lycett last week. Of course, he made his debut. Started like a house on fire. Had 11 possessions, 9 of them contested. Kicked a couple of goals.
And a couple of grabs too, which were good ones. Nick Nat is back this week, so he will be going back to Peel Thunder. But geez, he'll be better for the run, having his first taste of AFL footy. I got to catch up with him during the week, and here's what he had to say.
Make the opposition pay. Gaff, Eagles dangerous, and was it enough from Lycett? It was. He's been paid.
Yeah, I had all my family come over, my mum, dad, my brother, my grandma and grandpa even came over. So, yeah, it was really good to see them there, and it was a really good support.
Tell me a little bit about your footy back home and having to move to the city and play with the big senior boys. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, no, it was definitely different. Put me in good stead for this year, I think. Came in to the Eagles squad in November and did a pre-season with them, and I think working with my old team, Port Adelaide Magpies in SA, put me in really good stead for the big boys.
You had no Nick Nats on the weekend, but got to ruck with arguably one of the best ruckmen of the last decade. Tell me what it was like working hand in hand with the big fella.
Yeah, no, definitely. He's Ben Cox is a guy I've idled my game around, and wanted to be like my whole career, and watching him on the TV before I was drafted was it was just good to watch him, but to get out there and actually play with him was just something I'll hold on to for the rest of my life.
Tell me what the week was like when you knew you were going to play, mate. Like, were the nerves just shot? Was it just difficult to get sleep? Were you pretty cool about it? Tell me what it was like.
Yeah, no, it was actually really hard to get to sleep. It was weird because I was tired, but I couldn't sleep. So haven't really had that before.
So you and the likes of Strikey, Shuey, Cal Wilson joined the club. First kick, first goal. You got a handshake or something? You guys having dinners together? What's going on?
Yeah, no, we've decided that apparently I'm buying the coffees next time we're going out for coffee. But no, it's good to be a part of that group.
There was a moment where you did have to run back with the flight of the ball. You had Big Benny Hudson from the Bulldogs and another Bulldog bloke coming forward. Tell me what that was like, mate. That's putting your guts on the line.
Yeah, no, I was happy to get a game. So obviously I'll just put my body on the line for the guys out there on the field and do everything I can to keep my spot.
What are your aims going to be for the remainder?
Yeah, well, at the start of the year I just wanted to be consistent with my footy in the waffle. I was pretty lucky with the opportunity I got, but I took it with both hands, and now I'm just going to do the best I can and just focus on week by week and playing good footy.
Mate, if I said to you Sunday, March 29, 1987, what would you say?
It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
That's all I got to say.
I think I was the biggest ranger in my first day of pre-primary class.
Mate, I would have been 2, and I wouldn't have even been a Huggies big boy yet. So.
Well, it was also the day that the West Coast Eagles played their inaugural clash for AFL Premiership points.
Wow.
It was against Richmond. Mm-hmm. So, of course, that's why we're celebrating this weekend. Let's have a look at the teams now 25 years later. West Coast take on Richmond is, of course, 2:40 on Sunday here at Patterson Stadium. The outs, Tom Swift and Lycett have been omitted. Boy Waters' elbow has been playing up, so he will have to miss, unfortunately. Listen to these ins. East Fremantle, Daniel Kerr, Mitch Brown, Brad Dalziel, Chris Marston, Brad Shepherd, and of course Nick Nananui. A lot of boys from the Sharks back in.
It is. They got the bye this week, so I'm sure it won't inflict too much damage into the waffle. Listen, there's no real surprise of who got the 3 votes on the weekend. Really did change the outcome of the game. Big Dean Cox had a brilliant match. Had it 27 times, 11 contested disposals, 37 hit-outs, a goal, 13 marks, including 2 real crucial ones in time on. They are stats that read just an awesome performance.
There was an incident last week, and I think this comment that Coxie said on ground after the game summed it up nicely.
Anything you want to say to the big show at home, Joshy Kennedy? I'm sure he's watching, mate. No games of tennis lined up.
No, mate. Sorry, Joshy. That one was for you, mate. All right, well done.
Very nice words there from Dean Cox. Really tugged on the heartstrings. Sure. Unfortunately, Josh Kennedy's interview during the week wasn't so complimentary towards Big Dean Cox.
Saw him grab the ball, he put it in his shorts, and he was still doing touch, and could see a smirk on his face, so I knew it was coming, but pretty good shot. But lucky Coxie's got a custard arm, otherwise I probably would have lost it.
Sadly, that's all the time we have for this week. It's been fun.
Yes, make sure you get down to Patterson Stadium for the post-match celebrations on ground this Sunday.
Going to leave you with the top 3 as we always do.
Thanks for coming inside 50.
Let's kick off the top 3 now. Matty Rosa starts it off with a little dribbler. Note the player with the first fumble there. That's Andrew Gaff. Coxie gives the handball to him now, breaks the tackle, gives to Mark Nikoski. Bit of waxing there between the left footers, and he puts in a brilliant goal. Closing time in the third term. Ball comes into a pack. Bulldogs player says, I'll tap it to the line. Mark Lacrosse says, I know exactly what you're doing, so I'm just going to put in my bread and butter from the boundary line. Let's see it again. This supporter can't bear to watch as the clock ticks down in the final quarter. Matty Rosa's shot on goal, it's not the best, but big man Dean Cox, like taking cookies from the top shelf, plucks it out of every Bulldog's hands. It's going to be a fitting result when he puts this through. Let's listen in.
He rams it home for the West Coast Eagles.